Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Daniel Kaplan, and my mission is to make psychology accessible to all. In today's video, we're going to talk about obsessive compulsive personality disorder. Now, obsessive compulsive personality disorder is similar to obsessive compulsive disorder, but it tends to be far more global. It tends to have more perfectionistic tendencies and so forth. So if you like the content in this video, you find it meaningful, give me a big thumbs up, hit the like button, subscribe, click the notifications tab, and that will help this go to a larger audience. But without further ado, let's talk about obsessive compulsive personality disorder. So people with obsessive compulsive personality disorder tend to be very preoccupied with orderliness, perfection, control, and these needs for order, perfection, and control will interfere with flexibility, openness, and efficiency. Individuals with OCPD are going to set unreasonably high standards for themselves and others. And fearing a mistake, they tend to freeze up and not make decisions. These individuals can be rigid, stubborn, struggle with expressing emotion, affection, and so forth. But the DSM, let's go through the DSM criteria more specifically. So as with all personality disorders, you need the person to be 18 years old or older. You need this to be an ongoing or chronic condition. And the person has to show at least 4 or more of the following features or symptoms. So 1, they could be preoccupied with details, rules, lists, order, organization, schedules, etc., etc. They can show perfectionism that delays tasks, or they can't complete a task because their own strict standards are not met. They can be devoted to work and productivity to the exclusion of leisure and friendships. They could be over conscientious or scrupulous or inflexible about morals. They could struggle to get rid of worn out or worthless objects, similar to hoarding disorder. They're reluctant to delegate a task unless they know it's going to be done exactly the way they want. They could be miserly or hold on to their money. And they tend to be rigid and stubborn. Now, as I said, you don't need all 8. You need a minimum of 4 out of 8. And the more symptoms you have, the more severe the condition. So how do we explain the development of OCPD? Well, we explain this personality disorder the same way we explain obsessive compulsive disorder, right? In its own sake. So now there are doubts as to whether we should be doing this. And the reasoning is, because it's far more global, because it's more about perfectionism, whereas OCD might be one specific thing or another specific thing, there are doubts about connecting the two. In terms of psychodynamic explanations, it's all about the psychosexual stages. There's limited research to support this. So Freud would suggest that a person develops obsessive compulsive personality disorder due to inappropriate development during the anal stage of development, where potty training was supposed to take place, and he believes that, or there's harsh potty training techniques, the person becomes frustrated and becomes fixated, and they hold their bowels in. And symbolically, that is going to manifest at a later point as being anal retentive, or develop obsessive compulsive personality disorder. So that's the Freudian interpretation. There's limited research to support it, as I said. Now, how do we treat obsessive compulsive personality disorder? So people with OCPD don't really typically think they did anything wrong or there's anything wrong with them. So they're not really going to wind up in treatment unless they're suffering from something else. And when they manifest these signs, they go into treatment, and then we see OCPD as a co-occurring diagnosis. Now, individuals who have this personality disorder can respond well to psychodynamic treatments and cognitive behavioral therapy, and similar to other anxiety conditions or mood conditions, SSRIs work well. So that is a very brief description of OCPD. So by the end of this video, you should be able to distinguish between OCD and OCPD. You should be able to describe how we diagnose OCPD. You should be able to identify the primary Freudian theory as an explanation on how OCPD develops, and you should be able to identify several treatments. So once again, I hope you liked the video. Hope you found it meaningful. Hit the like button, subscribe, click the notifications tab if you want to help me bring this video to a larger audience. And more importantly, my mission is to make psychology accessible to all. So if you have a comment, reaction, a thought about the video, please put it in the comment section. I read and respond to all of them. Until next time, take care, everybody.